Hello everybody! Welcome to my experimental Let's Play of Ravenloft, Strahd's Possession. I call it experimental because this is the first time I'm recording my audio and the game audio separately. Oh, SSI. I used to see this so much as a child. I used to play so many of their games. And TSR. Man, TSR I miss. I miss TSR. Alright, well, seeing this screen you can see that this is a Dungeons & Dragons game. So it's built on the rule set of Advanced Dungeons & Dragons. And by the time I played this game, I was playing Dungeons & Dragons for a year or two. But this game was my introduction to the world of Ravenloft. And I quickly fell in love with it that I eventually picked up the Ravenloft box set. Started reading all the novels and stuff. I really came to enjoy this campaign setting. Now, I mentioned this was experimental, and one of the other reasons it's experimental is I'm not live streaming this to anybody at the moment, so I don't have other people to play off of and speak to while streaming the game. So, why don't we take a look at the introduction, and we can see where this adventure begins.
Having recently returned from patrol, the comrades of Lord Dhelt walked the corridors of High Hall, approaching the quarters of Elturel's sovereign lord. Word of the unforgivable is in the land. Forces without virtue, it is whispered, forces both powerful and corrupt, plot against good Lord Dhelt. In a rush of explosive magic, the door to Dhelt's hall is torn asunder. It is too late. With each stride toward the door comes the icy realization of failure. Amid the debris lie Dhelt and the mage Baranta Chancellor, still alive, yet both mauled by the ferocity of the attack.
Thank the gods you're here with us. By Helm, if only a moment sooner. The assassin who sought our lives has failed, but in his hand lies the holy symbol of Helm, the amulet torn from me as we fought. The cutthroat moves quickly toward the forest beyond the castle. Stop him and retrieve the amulet! Go now!
A vow to Helm is sworn in Dhelt's presence, and the quest begins. Never shall the Lord of Elturel see his comrades again, until the amulet is safely in their hands. At the gate, an order to raise the portcullis is given. It ascends all too slowly for those whose blood seethes with anger over the assault on Lord Dhelt. Hours later and far beyond the hearths and homes of Elturel, the assassin's trail leads into an autumn wood. The apparent peace and beauty of the setting belies its danger.
And there we go. Good Lord Dhelt has been attacked by an assassin, and his holy symbol of Helm has been stolen. So we are going to create and take control of the two characters who have been sent out to stop this would-be assassin. Now, I don't know too much about Lord Dhelt. I've always assumed he is from the Forgotten Realms setting, because that's where the god Helm comes from, who's a badass in his own right. Now let's go to create characters. Okay. Alright, now I say with no shame that I own the clue book to Ravenloft Strahd's Possession. Now, in the clue book, it suggests that this adventure was taking place with a human fighter named Kitafer, at least I think that's how you pronounce it, Kitafer, and a half-elf, I think it was a half-elf cleric named Beatrice. So I always use those names, but I switched it up. I used a paladin and a mage cleric instead of a fighter and a cleric. But I think this time we're gonna experiment a little bit. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna make a male of a paladin, we're going to make him a cleric fighter. This way we'll have some divine magic and lots of martial skill. He may still be stuck using blunt weapons, though. We'll make him chaotic good. Alright, now here are the listing of different faces you can pick from. Now right now they're all in black and white. So what I'm going to do is just scroll over them real quick so you can see what they look like in color. And maybe we'll try to guess what race some of these faces are supposed to be. Like this dude up here is probably a halfling. This is probably a dwarf. I think this dapper looking chap is a gnome, but he could also be a human. This dude looks human, but he could also pass for an elf. This guy's a little tougher to place. I'm gonna go with halfling, but he could easily be a dwarf or a human. And this guy up here definitely looks like an elf. You have another dude with a thick beard who looks kind of like a human. I'm gonna guess this guy's a human too. Also kind of looks like Magneto. Probably got a gnome. That looks like a human. Well, my first thought was human, but he could be a gnome too. Another human up here. That looks like a dude. Another old human. You know, I lean towards human, but he could be a dwarf too. Now this guy is the one I would always pick to be my paladin. But I think he looks like you. And that dude is probably a dwarf. Well, we're playing a dwarf. But I like this dude and his big bushy mustache, so we're going to pick him. Now these are your attributes. Now you could click over here and click reroll over and over again until you get the stats you like. But what we're going to do is click edit and just max every stat. Why? Because it helps. This game is not easy. So the little extra bonus of having everything at max will help us out. And now that we got the attributes we want, we just click on the card in the middle. We want to keep this dude. What are we going to name him? What are we going to name this guy? I want to call him Gordon Shumway. Oh. Alright, that doesn't fit. We're just going to call him G. Shumway. Gordon Shumway. High Champion of Melmac. Alright, now our next character. We'll mix it up and make this character a woman. Now, for this character, I want to make a fighter mage. And only half-elves and elves can be fighter mages. That's how 2nd edition D&D work. Certain races could be certain classes and certain combinations of classes. So we pick half-elf because half-elves are sexy, and we're going to go mage fighter. This way we'll have lots of arcane magic and some martial skill to go with it. I think we're going to go neutral good for you. Alright, so same deal with the female faces. They're all grayed out until we go over them. So let's take a look-see. This up here could be a human. I'm leaning towards halfling for her. That definitely looks more elven. Could be a human. I'm thinking gnome, especially with eyes like that. Probably another halfling up there. Your guess is as good as mine, but that's the face I usually used. Probably a human, maybe an elf. Probably a human. These all look kind of human-y. Let's see. Looks like you've seen some rough times. That could be human or elven. Again, it's kind of hard to tell too. I'm leaning towards human for her. Alright, so what face do we want? You know what, I think I kind of like this one. I'll go with this one. And just like before, we're going to edit her stats, and we're going to max everything out. Now, different races have different minimums and maximums, but half-elves max everything at 18. And max HP, 53. And done. Alright, accept this and keep it. What are we going to call this character? You know what, I can't really come up with anything. So, you know what, we're just going to use the game's name of Beatrice. So, Gordon and Beatrice are going to go track down this assassin and return Lord Dhelt's holy symbol. Let's watch the future. Alright, this is character dialogue. I think I will actually read the character dialogue to you, but when we come across documents and stuff, you can just pause the screen and read it for yourselves, and then continue on when you're ready. We're close on him. I feel it in my bones. He's gone headlong south, fleeing like a fox from a flood. We'll take him soon if we stay on his heels. South then, for Lord Dhelt and for justice. Oh, and you can see over there a little sprite of somebody running around. Now, before we start playing, we're going to take a look at our characters' inventories. Gordon over here has a hammer and is wearing some armor. But Beatrice is just wearing robes. But she's got some rings in her inventory. Rings of protection. I'm going to put that on her. I'm going to put one on Gordon too. And she's got some magic bracers. And you can see these numbers go down when they put on the rings and the bracers. That's their armor class. That means they're harder to hit and hurt during combat. This is Beatrice's weapon, a throwing knife. Now, normally you can move around either by clicking on these little arrows, and it looks like we have stepping mode on right now. That means we step square by square. If we click on the compass, we turn stepping mode off. And that way we sort of walk back and forward, slowly and surely. Since we started a new game, none of them have their spells prepared. What a great way to start, huh? So we're going to go take him on. No spells. Only the weapons that we came equipped with. Have at me! Such foul artifacts. Would that I could summon oblivion itself to devour them. But no. We're obliged to carry them along. Believe it. What I can sense tells me this. They embrace secrets to the plot against Dhelt. They hold the truth of it in their vulgar words. Take them along for now, and let the priests of Helm deal with them at their evil. Pardon me? And let the priests of Helm deal with their evil at the proper time. This other is Dhelt's amulet. Gather it as well. Alright. Now, I actually tested this a few times getting ready, and that dude killed me about 3 times when I used characters that weren't maxed out. Alright, now let's take a look at the Assassin's Parchment. You can pause it and read through that at your leisure. So it seems this assassin came from a place called Ravenloft and sought to steal Dhelt's amulet because he believes it is the holy symbol of Ravenkind, a type of artifact he can use to destroy someone named Strahd. Oh, what's this? By Helm, we're losing the light. Look there. A fog rolls in as though it would devour us. Ah! The mist creeps on as if to foretell our doom. Look at that. You got hands and skulls and dragons in the mist. Oh, and what's this? Someone has attacked us. Do you sense it? Look about. This is not where we stood a moment ago. It seems most unnatural. Lord Dhelt's amulet and those foul objects we found on the assassin are gone. Gone! They've vanished. Don't you see they've been stolen from us? Alright, well, now we don't know where we are. And we are out in the open. But luckily we have what this looks like, this little building up here, so we're going to run over there to take refuge. I think I'm going to turn stepping mode back on. I have some experience in these things, you know. Abandoned huts are not always as they seem. Over there, for instance. There, where the floor looks a bit askew, is a badly concealed door to the chamber beneath us. There must be a way to open it. One of the advantages of stepping mode is it makes it easier to get around. Uh-oh. Under attack. That was a warg. Wargs are like these evil wolves. I mean evil, like they are thinking, feeling horrible things. Alright, now we have the skeleton's parchment. Let's see what that says. So Strahd. Strahd is the master of this place called Barovia. And there's the poor dude. Died here. Oh. Now this stone looks a little out of place. It's because we can click it and use it to open this passage here. We're going to do a lot of that in this game. Search for little buttons to click on. There's another one. Oh, that was a bat. Oh, we got some goodies down here. Cleric scroll over, he's dead. Stop that. You're the cleric, you hang on to it. Some healing potions. Ooh, a dagger. Is that Baliaziri dagger? Looks about right. Okay, we got a suit of chainmail. We could put the chainmail on Beatrice, but she's a mage. And when mages wear armor, they don't get to cast spells. What else we got down here? More potions of healing. Ooh, a bow. Let's see. We got 4 regular arrows. 4 hours of slay undead. No, that goes on the back. There we go. Other goodies. This area is one of the safe areas in the game. So we're going to do 2 things here. First and foremost, we're going to save. We're going to save here. We're going to pull it into the mists. Other thing we're going to do here is memorize spells. And there we go. We're memorizing spells for Beatrice. She can learn... or she memorized rather 3 level 1, 2 level 2. So I'm going to memorize 2 magic missiles and 1 light. And for level 2, we're going to memorize Improved Identity. And I can't pronounce that. Agonizer's Scorcher, which makes this jet of fire that just kind of burns everything in front of it. And we're going to pray for spells. That's for Gordon. Gordon gets 5 first, second, and 2/3. So, I'm going to take some Bless. So that pumps us up when we're fighting. I'm going to take some Cure Light Wounds and Detect Magic. For his 5th level spells, I think we're going to take 2 Aid, a Flame Blade, and 2 Hold Person. And level 3, we'll pick Prayer and Negative Flame Protection. Now, to learn these spells, we rest. You want your spellcasters to heal the party? Yes, we do. Now, all of that took 20 hours and 15 minutes. That's just in-game time. It actually doesn't mean anything, but what always struck me as weird is if you didn't have a cleric there to heal your party, you can spend like 4 or 5 days just resting to heal. Alright, so let's go back into the abandoned hut and explore the area. Now, we already got attacked by 1 wolf. Oh, and there's another. Let me get over here. Did I drop that? Nope. It reset the item. Oh boy. That's kind of cool, actually. Let's go take a look. See if the items downstairs got reset. Nope. Wonder if there'll be a 3rd parchment up here now that we've turned around. Nope. Well, you hear those wolves, those wargs drowning in the background. Oh! Alright, since we got stepping mode on, they kind of just jump around. Makes it easier for them to sneak up on us and get behind us. Also makes it easier to move. Alright, come here, you. You see that I'm clicking on the warg to attack him. But I can also click on the item in their hands to attack. And sometimes one is easier than the other. Oh, looks like we got some goodies up here. Another name I can't pronounce. Hagotom's Ointment. I don't know how to pronounce it, but I know what it does. It will cure any type of effects that they suffer from. Oh, a shield. Let's give that to, let's give that to Gordon. Ivory scroll case. Anything in there? Oh yeah. Attack magic, cure light wounds, flame blade. I should use that at some point. I should use flame blade. Let's take care of this wolf. Nice. Gordon casts flame blade. Awesome. You can see that his icon has changed from the hammer to that stream of fire. Now he's gonna fight using that. Oh, let me tell you about something. Might be a little hard for you to see, but this is mist. It's sort of a natural barrier that stops us from going places. It's actually really important to the lore of Ravenloft. you gotta know at this point is just simply that walking in there will cause you harm and eventually kill you. Bring it on, Wolf. Oh, looks like we got a person over the left. Take care of this. Alright, let's go take a look at this. Ah, it's a dude not attacking us. Let's see if we can talk to him. Alright. So I'll read the player dialogue, but I'll let the character that we're speaking to talk for himself. Sir, you appear to have lost your way, much as we have. Is there any assistance we might offer?
Lost? No, not I. He's lost. Gone forever now. I know that. In the forest beyond the woods, in the dark beyond the night, my son is lost to me. Forever. You and the other townfolk go home now. We've done all we can. Staying here will only bring them out. More vile appetites watching us from beyond those trees, somewhere in the dark. They must smell our blood by now.
Now, I don't know this for a fact, but I think this guy is Rudolf van Richen, who's a very important figure in the Ravenloft world. Let's hear what else he has to say. Would you direct us to a town, some settlement where we might bargain for supplies, or raise a tankard to dull our thirst?
But from where? Ah, you come from the mist. I've heard of such things. If evil the like of that is upon us, I urge you, get away. The forest will not be safe. A road lies a way off, but if you make haste, you may reach it alive. From there you'll find your way to Barovia.
Do you know of the dwelling nearby? We came upon a hut where the welcome died out long ago. Its owner laid unburied within.
All I know of it is this. I found no sign of my son there. He is lost, and my hopes to find him lies dead as the corpse in that place. I leave pieces of my hope behind with each cold step. The corpse of my hope lies unburied on the land. But you must go. You are not safe in these devil woods.
Please answer us this. Is the name Strahd familiar to you?
Aye. The name is no mystery. Here you breathe it on the air. You feel it from every fire and hear it on the whispers of the night. Look to the peaks, the rocks, the streams. There is Strahd. 'Twas Lord Strahd freed the land from old Dorian, sometimes called Dorian the Pig-Hearted. But that was long, long ago. Take care, for Strahd brooks no insult and applies justice with an iron hand.
Well, that's all we can talk to him about, so let's move on. And he's gone. He's gone as well. Alright, come here, puppy. Now, when I used to play this game, I would cover every inch of every part of the map. You know, hunting down every little item I could find, fighting every enemy. Oh, I'm talking about enemies. That's a goblin. Not a goblin, a goblin, or something like that. These guys are awful. Oh, turned on stepping mode by accident. I don't remember for sure, but I'm pretty sure that these things are just awful in the game of Ravenloft. They're just like these disgusting little goblin creatures. They're just so vile and awful that when you're in the middle of fighting, they'll like grab you and start trying to eat you. Like they will grab you and try to like start gnawing on your face. And that's different than like the creatures that have bite attacks and stuff. It was some sort of special attack that really hurt. Well, looks like we got a couple over there. Now I'm playing this with my mouse. You can also move around with the keyboard, which I might end up doing. Come here, you. Get him. Oh, there's one. Stuck between the trees. Hey. I hope that doesn't become too much of a problem. Turning on stepping mode by accident like that. Killed him. I wonder if that's something I forgot about them. Whole person kills them or something. Try it again. Nope. Alright, looks like we got one more over there. Oh, we got two more. Well, let's fall back. See if we can line these guys up before we're probably not going to get both of them. Oh, we did get both of them. Blew them away with our fire, our magical fire. Oh, we got some more. Looks like a campsite. Put down this one. Well, Beatrice gained a level, but she's also really hurt. So she's going to drink a potion of healing. There we go. Look at all these goodies. But it looks like there's another NPC over here. So let's see what's going on with him. Fellow, you've done well to keep your head on your shoulders in this company. Who might you be?
Don't you recognize a proud merchant when you see one? Well, I'll admit to being an adventurer first and a merchant second. I was doing some trading when they caught me on the road, though I think the goblins ate my goods and may have been about to do the same to me. Well, don't stand there gawking, cut me loose!
Merchant, eh? Then you'll understand I'm cutting you loose. But not free. For free that is. Can you aid us?
By the gods, I do thank you. But as I said, these beasts have all I had, including some of Barovia's finest brandy wine in their bellies. All I can offer is my help, at least until some profit comes my way. But till then, my hands and heart are yours.
The offer of aid is welcome. Forget the profit. I have a feeling that in this dark place, a man of your talents will be useful.
I'll join you, and know that I'll not let us fall prey to goblins. I've learned their tricks. By the looks of you, you're not from Barovia. No, not even Cartacus. No matter. For me, it seems strangers are a good omen.
Alrighty, so this NPC has now joined our party. I think there's about a dozen NPCs that we can meet over the course of the game. And while we're playing, I'll try to grab at least each one of them for a little bit, so that way you can get to know them and get an idea of what the game is like. Alright, oh, there's one more scroll on the floor. Ray's dead. Now this mannequin over here, I think the instruction manual calls them a bronze doll or something like that. That's just a representation of your character, and you can keep your equipment on them. So he is a 5th level fighter. So he needs some armor. He needs a weapon. Now, on the right over here is the back row. And on the left over here is the front row. Which means when you're fighting enemies, the two on the left side of the screen are the ones directly fighting them, while the two on the right side of the screen are in the back row, providing support. Now, we can either move him to the front, like that. Now he can fight. I'll give him that dagger, that shield. And since Beatrice is in the back now, we'll give him the ring, to make him a little more able to survive. Now Beatrice is in the back row. Now luckily, since we're out in the open, it doesn't mean too much. But if we were indoors or in a cave or something like that, excuse me, she wouldn't be able to fight with any of her equipment unless it was long enough to reach. And luckily, we do have equipment that's long enough to reach. First one I'm getting here, we have a two-handed sword. So she's going to use that. And while we're in the inventory screen, we're going to take a look in this treasure chest. Ooh, it's full of goodies. Let's see, chain coif. It's a helmet you can put on. Unfortunately, since it's not magic, it doesn't help. A leather helmet. Cleric scroll of cure serious wounds. Some throwing knives. So now, any magic equipment we have is going to shine blue. And we've got quite a bit. I'll give all of the magic equipment to Beatrice. The braces are magic too. Now, I don't remember whether or not they have to be in her hands or not, or if they're just going to be in her equipment, in her inventory. We're going to cast Improved Identify. Hopefully this will tell us what magic equipment we have. The Balziri dagger is +2. The Warhammer is +1. Bracer just braces the protection. Protection is still in protection. Alright. So we found out what the weapons were magical. How the weapons were magical. Or the arrows. But they are magic. Let's go back on the ground and rest. I'm going to hit S to quick save. We're going to go explore some more. Now we've had 2 people mention a place called Barovia, so we're going to go looking for that. Uh-oh, more goblins. Just goblin. Move, tree. Alright. And this passageway is going to take us to another area.